All right. Finally got it going here. All right. I'm gonna turn my camera on here so everybody can see my smiling face.
Can you
All
turn the
right.
volume up?
Let me see if I can do that. I don't even know where the volume is on this thing.
I hear you loud and clear.
You do? Okay, fantastic.
Loud and clear.
All right, fantastic.
Well,
Turn.
I can't hear you at all.
Loud and clear.
Okay, it may be on your side.
Your volume.
Eugene. Everybody can hear me, so it may be on your side. So check your volume on your device.
I've checked my volume on 2 different devices. All right.
Okay,
Loud and clear.
I'll try to speak loudly.
Loud and clearly.
Thank you.
Loud and clear.
All righty. All right. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna try to have a nice, clean call here. I appreciate everybody coming tonight. My name is Brian Frazier. For those of you that don't know me, I am an owner of Yereq, just like you guys, and very looking forward to some great things with this company in the future. And so, I've always been excited from the very first time that I got involved with Yereq. I've been involved with Yereq since December the 2nd. Right. So I've been in for a minute, and I've seen some things transpire. I've seen some of the progress that the company has made since then. Um, and to the point that we are now, there's been a lot of different things that the company has come up with that is very, very exciting. And the thing that really got me involved in this company was the fact that you know we could become owners in a company. That's pretty rare, to say the least, to where people can get involved with the company that has the concept of Yereq and the industry that is trying to get involved in. And as I've always said in the past, having the forethought to be in front of trends, the way that Yereq is intending to do. I thought that was a great concept, because I know that being in front of a trend is what makes millionaires. When you can get in front of a trend and be in the forefront of that as it starts to build, you can become very, very wealthy. And most of us, we always come after the trend is over, and we always catch the tail end of the trend. So this was the time it seemed that we were finally got our ride, got our ticket. Our boat finally came in when Yereq came out, right? And John Rustin had all the energy and fervor of really having something that could really put out there and give people like us the opportunity and the chance and the potential to have a legacy, to have legacy wealth, okay? To have legacy wealth, right? Wealth that we could pass on from generation to generation. And so this was the idea that I got as I watched Yereq, and I seen the whole concept unfold for Yereq. And so that got me to dreaming again, you know. Um, like many of you, I've been involved in a lot of programs, a lot of different. I'm into crypto. I've been in crypto programs. I've been in MLM for at least 30 years. You know, I started out in Amway like a lot of people did back then. So yeah, I've been in this space for a while. I've done good. I've done not so good. Okay. And so I've kind of learned how to maneuver the waters in the MLM space to where I could do decent. I haven't become, some big time MLMer. I haven't been some big time networker with a big following or anything like that. But I did okay. I've done okay. I'm retired. I retired from the post office. Uh, was in the military, in the army. I did my stint there, and so now, I'm at the back end of my life, and Yereq comes along. So this was something that I wanted to take advantage of, right? And so where else can you go and become a part owner of something, especially something that's in a $1 trillion industry, right? Now, with that being said, being an owner comes with a whole different mentality. Whole different mentality. It's not the same as being, in an MLM company, being a rep or a distributor, and trying to recruit people and build teams, and get on auto ship and all. It's a little different. Now, to some people, it may seem the same here with Europe, because anytime that you have to bring somebody in or invite somebody or refer someone, the first thing people think of is MLM, of course. Okay. And I don't think there's anything wrong with MLM itself. What I think is the companies that are in MLM, because most companies in MLM has the advantage, not the people, right? As they said, the statistics say that most people can recruit 1.5 people. Okay. That's the statistic. So in MLM, the thing that gives MLM a bad name is attrition. A lot of people go through MLM. A lot of people. Most people get into MLM or network marketing and only last 90 days. That's on average. And as you know, in the networking industry, the numbers game comes into play. And a lot of you probably know when I say the numbers game, you know what that means. 80% of the people that get involved will sit back and just do the bare minimum, right? 20% of the people will do exactly what's required. Now, out of that 20%, 80% of those will do, just like I said, just what's required. And the other 20% of that 20% will move the company, will become big time, will make all the money. Okay. They're the ones that will build, right? And that's the numbers game. And seeing you can take that numbers game and put it in any industry, whether it be regular corporate America, network marketing, a sports team, no matter what you do, those numbers will always bear out. And so the mentality of MLM most of the time is to throw it up against the wall and see what sticks. And so when we do that with people, it tends to leave a lot of people in the wake. A lot of people get hurt emotionally, financially, spiritually. And so that's why a lot of times when you go to people about network marketing or referring or recruiting anybody into anything, the crosshairs come up, right? Hold up, back up, right? Nobody want to hear about recruiting or I don't want to recruit. I don't want to refer. Okay. And then the other thing is 85% of the people don't know how to sell or don't want to sell. So most people are not salespeople. But the networking industry allows people to get into business with little or no money and go and make money. So therefore, getting involved in business, period, you have to have a certain mindset. It takes a certain mindset for people to do business. And some people are just infatuated with the fact of being in business, but never really developed the mindset. Some people, want to make money and they do what they can, but they haven't developed the right mindset. And then those that do develop the mindset to do business, unfortunately, they build teams and they leave a lot of people in the wake, meaning a lot of people fall to the side. And when you build big teams, the person that has the big team, they tend to make the best money, right? Well, the people that's on that team, they barely make it. And this is what the networking and MLM industry has kind of generated throughout the years. The concept is great. The concept is fantastic because it allows people to get into business. And you know, and that's a phenomenal thing. But the mindset, this is what business needs to work on, helping people with their mindset, because business in the regular business world outside of network marketing or MLM is cutthroat. Okay, if you've ever had a brick and mortar business or been involved in corporate business before, it's pretty devastating. Okay, it's all about who you know. You know, you guys have some semblance of what goes on in business. Okay, so you're not totally oblivious to it. But then when something like Yereq comes along, it kind of changes the game. It kind of changes your perspective. And so what I want to try to do is bring a perspective of what we have our hands on here and where we are with this. Because I think sometimes we lose that perspective and we fall back into the old norms. And I want to kind of bring to light what we have in our hands here with Yereq, because this is a little different. And I think it's going to be a little different. It's a little different, not just for all of us, but it's also different for the corporate staff, the executive team. It's different for them too. I don't think that they were ready fully for what's taking place. This is all new to them too. This is a new direction where Yereq, I believe, is creating footprints in the sand because they're trying to do something that not many companies have tried to do. And so that is a big task, to create a company to bring on owners, 10,000 owners into a company. Now, it's difficult to just bring 10 people in a room and get on agreement. Okay? Just to get a few people in the room and to be in agreement, that could be difficult within itself. Everybody has their own mind and their own opinions, and that's fantastic. They're supposed to. Okay? And that's understandable. And so when you're getting 10,000 people together with all different opinions, all different mindsets, and all different types of genders and the way they think, the way they talk, it's going to be difficult to bring that together in a unison way. And so I think corporate has a challenge. They really have a challenge. And so since they have a challenge and trying to get 10,000 people together on one accord, that also makes a challenge for us because we have to do our part as well as them doing their part. And so all of us have a responsibility to make this thing work. That's something that has never been done before that I can recall. And I don't know everything about business. I don't know everything about everything. I just know a little bit about some things. Okay. And so I don't know what it's going to take to make Yereq work. I have no idea. We all have to come together to help with that. And I know we all have ideas. All right. And so somehow we got to bring all those ideas together and make them into one unison um, direction, put it in one direction on one accord, make it into one accord. And so this is our challenge, not just for corporate, but for us, because we're in pre-launch right now. And as good as Yereq is, well, we got charging stations, okay? The company has contracted with different companies. They have a whole supply chain of charging stations. And they've got companies that they've contracted with or they've connected with to provide those charging stations for us. We have solar energy, solar verticals, a company. We have hydrogen power that's been introduced to us. We have a router that pays you. Now, who else has a router where you can surf the internet and get paid? That by itself, to me, is a seller. Okay, electricity saver. We can buy, concert tickets and ball, sporting events tickets, tickets to plays and, all of this. Our own ticket master. We have a delivery service. That's a part of the company. And by us being all owners and investing in this company and having shares of stock in this company and getting involved in the cryptocurrency space with the Yereq tokens, all of this is at our disposal. This is unheard of. This is different. Nobody's used to that, to having all of these different things. You can literally get into Yereq and have several streams of income if need be. And then on top of all of that, we get to share in the revenue of the company. What a concept. I mean, we're actually in front of the EV market, helping to build the infrastructure of the electric vehicle industry, getting ahead of the hydrogen power, okay, before hydrogen power is even mainstream. Solar power, solar energy, taking that to a whole nother level with the company. All of these things at our disposal. Now, the thing is, what are we going to do with it? This is the key. What are we as owners going to do with it? And what is the corporate staff, what are they going to do with it? Because all of us have a responsibility into this, right? All of us play a part. And if any of us don't play the proper part, it could bring this whole thing down. So this is really a serious matter right now. Yes, we're in pre-launch right now. Things are not the way we think they should be. I'm sure things are not the way that corporate thinks it should be right now. Nobody does. So we have a dilemma, right? Emails are not getting returned. We're sending emails to corporate. Hey, they're bogged, they're swamped. And you don't get a response to your email, right? I mean, you have a serious question to ask. Who do you go? Who do you go to? So quite naturally, the chain of command, I was in the military, you have a chain of command, right? So you go to the person that referred you. Well, the person that referred you, they don't know nothing either, right? They just got in. So you go to the leader, okay, the leader of the team. What does the leader know? Not too much more than you. So what do we got to do? We have to go to corporate. We have to send an email to corporate. But what do we do when our emails don't get answered? Then what do we do? Do we just get upset and say, oh man, forget this? They don't want to answer my email, forget them. Yeah, that's frustrating. I get it. Because they don't answer my emails neither. But what are we going to do? See, these are the things that we got to ask ourselves. Right? Because what would you do if you was in corporate's position? You got to ask yourself that question, because we don't know what they're going through. We don't know how many hoops they got to jump through. We have no idea. We're not at corporate. We don't know how much help they have. Can you imagine if you and let's say 5 other people had to answer 8,000 emails every day? How would you handle it? Now, I'm pretty sure somebody could come up with a great way to handle that. I'm sure of it. But right now, guess what? We're not all getting our emails answered. So that's something that we have to deal with. Another thing that we have to deal with, we don't know when the products will be shipped, do we? Well, how do we handle that? Because if you paid money to pre-order for a product, okay, it probably you would think you would get an answer, or at least someone would reach out and say, well, we're looking for the products to be shipped maybe in the next 30 days. Right? But we don't get that answer yet. We don't get that from corporate just yet. Understand, we don't know what they're going through. We don't know what's going on there. So then what do we do? What do we do about that? Because I know that can be frustrating. That could be frustrating to anybody when you can't get your questions answered. And you know what? I applaud all of you, because you guys have been doing a fantastic job of helping each other, okay, trying to steer people in the right direction, keeping whatever corporate does put out. You guys have been helping to keep those things in order the way that corporate wants it to be. My hats are off to you, all of you, because I've worked with some of you guys, and you guys you've been doing it with a great spirit too. And understand me, y'all. I'm saying all of that I'm saying right now because I want corporate to hear me say this. I'm speaking not only to you, but I'm speaking to corporate too. And I don't want to have to speak for you, because I'm speaking for myself. But I'm sure what I'm saying, a lot of you are feeling what I'm saying. And my thing is, I want to say this and do this in the most respectful way, because I believe in Yereq. I believe in the concept of Yereq. I believe in what Yereq is trying to accomplish. And I want it to work badly, probably more than John Rustin does. And I know he wants it bad. Like you said, this is his last hurrah. He wants to, what he say? He wants to be a billionaire. He wants to be an Elon Musk type atmosphere, right? And this is his last shot to do this. And he wants to bring us with him. And what did he say? He wants to create 10,000 millionaires. But how does he do this? Because he certainly can't do it by himself. See, I'm just trying to paint a picture and put this thing in perspective. Because it's real easy and it's real simple to go in a different direction because of all the things that have transpired. You know, emails, you know, not knowing about the products, when we're going to get the products, the process and on how to order the products, how to get, you know, all those administrative things. And we all get it. We all feel it. We all do. And I'm venting for you. I'm venting for you. And I'm praying that corporate gets to hear this, because we have a great opportunity here. And I'm sure none of you on this call want this to go anywhere. We do not want this to fall. We want the Yereq GEO energy company to be the most successful company ever. Now, the thing is, we're in pre-launch. And pre-launch, anything goes, right? Because anything that's going to happen is going to happen, good or bad. And right now, all of that is happening right now, the good and the bad. I mean, when John jumped out there and started talking about retail stores and being able to override your own store, that is crazy. We got a line of vehicles, and it's crazy. You call it the alien vehicles, right? That is so apropos for nowadays. Aliens, right? I mean, the whole concept is just beautiful. But what do we do when we can't get our questions answered? See, this is our dilemma. This is us, the owners, the ones that have invested in the company. Because see, understand the $99 that you put up and the annual $997 that you put up. Be clear about this. This is an investment. It's not just about commercials. This is an investment in the company, in your company. Now, we throw that word around a lot. Our company, owners, okay, that ownership. We throw that around a lot. And we all feel that, you know, because we've never been in this position before. So that word ownership, we throw it around very loosely, but that's very serious. Being an owner. Most of us have never been an owner of a company before. And the ownership that we have with this type of company is not the same ownership if you had your own brick and mortar somewhere. It's a different mentality. And we have to bring that in perspective. See? Most people will look at this as another MLM, another networking company. But it's not. It's different than that. And it's only difference based on our mentality. our concept of what we have here. Because whatever you think it is, that's what it is. If you think this is another MLM networking company, like everything else, then that's what it is. If you think this is your company and you're an owner of it, and you're going to do whatever you got to do to make it work, then that's what it is. We have to gain that mentality. Whatever mentality you're going to have, that's the way it's going to be. So if we all can come together and move in the same direction together, yes, it's going to be difficult. Yes, we're going to have problems. Yes, things are going to go wrong. Yes, corporate is not going to do everything we want them to do. It's going to be that way. And yes, we're not going to do everything corporate wants us to do. And yes, we're going to get upset with corporate. And yes, corporate going to get upset with us. But guess what? We all want to go in the same direction. That's just par for the course. So what are we going to do? And so what we're doing, some of us leaders are coming together to form our own process to try to, what do we do to get a customer to get a charging station? What's the process? Corporate has given us somewhat of a process, but have they given us a detailed process? No. 85% of the people here are not salespeople. Doesn't even, never even gone out and talked to businesses before about a charger. Half of us don't even know what type of charger they are. So how can we go and talk to a business person about a charger, right? Now, how much have you tried to study about chargers? Have you looked up the chargers? Have you went on this website and checked out the different chargers and what they do? Have you went on YouTube and looked at EV vehicles and checked out? See, we have a responsibility too. Just like corporate has a responsibility to give us the process that they want us to go by so they can help us sell the chargers to the businesses that we bring them. We all have a responsibility, all of us. I'm trying to set the tone here. I've been talking to a lot of people this week, and I feel them. I feel them wholeheartedly. I get it. And most of us, we don't know how corporate feels because there's kind of a lack of communication from the corporate side. So what do we do about that? Because see, in a regular network marketing or MLM type of program, that's just a rep or a distributor, they just walk away and go do something else. But those of us that are here, and in our minds, we are part owners, what do we do as an owner? What do we do? How do we deal with the situation? So we are the backbone, because guess what? Without us, what do? They will be just like the other companies out here selling chargers or routers or energy savers, whatever. See, we are a sales force, but not just a sales force, but we are owners too. So that gives us a whole different feel, a whole different mentality, a whole different direction that we can go in with this. Because not only if I go out here and sell a charger, not only am I making money for me, but I'm making money for all of you all. This is the whole concept that we have bought into with the Yereq Energy Initiative, not just a business initiative, right? So this is more of a fireside chat with you guys because we have our hands on something great here. And we just don't want to squander it away because corporate is lacking in some of their abilities and we're lacking in some of ours. Or we're not able to see the big picture because of all the small things that are going on. I'm just trying to get y'all to see what we have our hands on here and how do we want to treat this? How do we want to move forward with this? Do we want to just throw our hands up and say they're not ready for this? Or do we want to hunker down and do whatever we can to make this thing work, despite all the stuff that's happened, despite the genealogies not being right, despite I haven't gotten all my commissions yet. This is what we got to think about. And what about the people that aren't here yet? Or the ones that's just coming in? What are they seeing? How are they taking this in? Okay, because see, they're looking at us and they're seeing our frustration, and then they're turning around saying, oh, I don't know if I want to get it with this. I don't know about this yet. And see, and a lot of times, all these big companies that you see that become very big, you got your Amazons, your Microsofts, Nike, all of those big time companies, $1 trillion companies. Do you think they went through something when they first got started? You think everything was real easy and simple? Do you think they went through hardships? Do you think that all their emails was happening or whatever their fax machines when they got started? Do you think all those things was working perfectly? What if they would have gave up? What if they would have said, forget it, they ain't got their act together? See, this is what we got to think about. Because these things don't come along every day. Not in front of us. Not to us. See, normally when we hear about a company like Yereq or Amazon or Pepsi Cola or McDonald's or whatever big corporation out here now, by the time we hear about them, they've already made it. It was the people that hung in there and went through all the hard times and was ready to quit 1,000,000 times, but they didn't. And they kept going. And guess what? Now what are they? Millionaires, billionaires. What do you want to do? How long will you stay? What are you going to do when you don't get your email responded to right away? What happens? What are you going to do when you buy a router and it took 2 months and you still ain't got it? What are you going to do? See, this is the question. And for you new people that just came in, I'm sorry you have to hear this, but you have to hear this. Because we are in pre-launch right now and things are going on. And these are the types of things that happen in a pre-launch. But the difference between this pre-launch and any other company's pre-launch, we have an opportunity to be owners of this pre-launch. And we have a certain responsibility being in that position. It's just like corporate has a certain responsibility. And so what we need to do, and this is just my opinion, and all of y'all have your own opinions, but this is my opinion. We need to do what we need to do to get them to do what they need to do so we can all prosper. So if we got to come up with our own process to get the business in, and then let them conform to how we bring it in, or force them to tell us exactly how they want us to do things, then that's what we got to do. And we'll come together and put together our own process. And we'll get everybody to follow a process to get routers, get the customers their routers. We'll keep bugging corporate on when the routers will come or the chargers will be delivered to the customer, or the electric savers will be shipped. Keep sending those emails until we get the proper response. We do what we got to do, because I'm not ready to get us up yet. We all work together here because we all get paid based on whatever we all do. That's the whole concept here. We have some leaders that want to come up, and we want to bring you the process on how to get a customer into support or into corporate, so the customer can be taken care of for their charges. We're going to keep sending messages to corporate as leaders to find out when the routers will be shipped, when the electricity savers will be shipped. We're not taking silence for an answer. They're going to inform us, but we have to be patient. I don't know how long we have to be patient. I have no idea. But we keep asking, and we'll keep waiting, because we don't want this to go anywhere. We want them to do what they have to do, and we're going to do what we have to do to make this work. We're not just going to walk away from this. This is too big. Too big. Now, my last thing I'm going to do, because I know I've taken a lot of time, and I've been wanting this, I've been wanting to do this call for a minute, all week, okay? But the last thing that I want to show, because see, I'm capable of doing presentations for the company. Matter of fact, I wanted to do a presentation tonight, but it just didn't feel right to do a presentation tonight for me. That's just for me. And plus all the conversations that I've had throughout this week, it just didn't feel right. This was the type of call that I think that we needed to have tonight. Okay. Now, the last thing that I want to share with you, because the reason why I'm not doing a presentation as of yet, because I really want to, because I want everybody to know what Yereq is about. I want everybody to know the potential that Yereq has and what we can do as a company, and the lives that we can change with Yereq. I am passionate about this company. And a lot of people that talk to me know this. But what I want to do real quick, this is the reason why I'm not doing it, and I hope corporate get to see this, because I really want to know the answer to this. Okay, now let me share my screen. Let me do something here. I'm gonna share my screen here, because this is information. Hold on. get this right. Apologize. Okay, here we go. This is what I want to share with you. See, like I said, I've been in here since December. Now, I don't know what has, if anything has changed in reference to what I'm getting ready to speak about. But the reason why that I'm not actually doing a presentation, because they said they left it to us. It's up to us now to do the presentations, the leaders to do the presentations, and let's get to that 10,000, right? And now it's time for us to do our part. And so, in talking with people and even myself, I don't know enough yet to do an adequate job to do my part to help corporate, to build this 10,000 to 10,000 owners. And so my thing is, I want to know, what is the comp plan? Because the way that I understood it is not the way that they're showing it. And I want to know, when did it change, and if it did change, or if did I just have it wrong? Now, what I want to do is I want to show what I was taught or what I thought. Now, this is an actual slide that Mr. Rustin, Sir Rustin, put up, and what the revenue is. And I just wanted to share it with you all. Because this is how I understand it. And if I'm wrong, then I can be corrected. Now, it was explained that 55% of the revenue that comes in from our sales outside of the commercial charging stations, but the products in our back office that we have make revenue off of is 55% of that revenue goes out to commission. And I'm going to go slow with this on purpose, because this is the way that I understand it, and this is the way it was shown to me. 55% of the revenue goes into commissions. So that means if 55% goes into commissions, 300, if there's $1 million in sales, in revenue, $1 million in revenue, 55% goes to total commissions. That's $550,000 of that $1 million. Now, the software is $300,000 of this particular item. I don't know what this item is. It could be the charger, it could be the router, whatever it is. 300,000 goes into the hardware of that particular product. 15% goes into the overhead of the company. That goes to the company. And quite naturally, of that 15%, 5% is in the pool, right? So the other 55% goes out in commissions. When I saw this, I was like, man, this company is on it. Because what other company that you know pays 55% of the revenue out to the field? I was like, okay, this is hitting on something, right? So of that 55%, 20% goes to direct commission of what's sold. 20% is direct commission. So if an individual sells one of these units, he gets a 20% commission. The other 35% goes to team commission. So if you put these two together, That's 55%. I don't know. That's the math. That to me is simple math. 20% direct commission and 35% team commission. That's your $1 million in revenue right here. This is your $1 million in revenue. So that's the way that I understood the commission. Now, let's go to a product. Now, this is what I've been trying to get an answer on. If we have, I don't know how this stuff get on here. If we have the $99 membership and you can plug any product in, the router, the electric saver, the residential charging station, the $499.95 charger, all of that is commissionable in this system. Now, the team commissions is 35%. Now, this is what I'm trying to figure out, and I want you all to help me with this, because this is what I need to get answered so I can do my part and do a presentation. And let's get this 10,000. If 35% is in the team commissions, 20% is in direct commission. So if I bring in one of these 5 people and they're on my first level and they go and they get their membership from their own affiliate website, meaning they buy their membership from themselves. Why is that? Because we don't have any wholesale prices here. There's no wholesales. All of us are buying retail. So that's why we buy from our own website. So when we buy from our own website and we buy the product, we get a 20% direct commission. Does that make sense? So now you got a 20% direct commission because you bought from your own website. And I don't care if it's a $99 membership, a router, electric saver, it doesn't matter. Plug in what you want to plug in. But on level 1, if the person that I brought in on level 1 bought from their own website and got a direct commission, then they're on my level 1, I get a 20% commission. This is team commission, not direct commission. So the person who sold it or bought it from themselves, from their site, they get a 20% direct commission, and I get a level 1 commission. Now, this is how I understood it. If someone on their level 1, which is my level 2, buys or sell anything from their site, they get a direct commission, and this person gets a 20% commission override. We're in network marketing, we call it override, right? On level 2, I get a 5% commission. And so on and so forth. On level 3, a 3% commission, level 4, a 2% commission, and level 5, a 5% commission. So that's why they were saying if you get 5, yours is free, right? Yours is free. So when it comes to the membership, you get 5, yours is free because you're going to make that $100 back. And that's supposed to be an override commission, a level 1 commission. Now, the last I checked, anybody that got a membership, I don't know how many people got their direct commission from their membership. I need that explained from corporate. because we all bought from our own website. And just knowing the team commission, you get 5, they get 5, they get 5, 5 levels deep. That's $17,000 a month residual income just on the $99 membership. That's powerful. I got excited. And that goes for any product. So I'm reaching out to support. How does this work? Because what they're actually saying when they do these presentations, they're acting like this 20% is a direct commission. And I just want them to explain this. And so I wanted to explain it to you the way that I first learned it. And then somewhere down the line, it got changed, but they never said it was changed. So this is what I wanted to explain. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I don't know what you thought it was. So I wanted to get that out to you guys. So if we all know it that way, and if that's not the way, then we need to share with each other how that's supposed to work. And so I'm trying to get with corporate to find out exactly how that works, because that is powerful. That is a powerful comp plan. That's what got me going with this thing. I was ready to blow this wide open until all of a sudden it changed. And see, this is powerful. And the whole concept is powerful. They're doing things with this company I've never seen any other company do before. And I think it's just phenomenal. But we all got a responsibility here, not just us, but corporate too. And they gotta communicate with us and let us know what we need to know so we can go out here and help build this company to where it should be. I apologize for my rant. I apologize for taking up so much time with you guys. I appreciate you guys being on this call to hear me go through this, because I contemplated all week on what I was going to say on this call, because I had planned to go through different processes that we were coming up with. But after all the conversations that I had this week, I had to say this. I had to put this out there, and I had to make this public. That's why this is being recorded. It's going on my YouTube page, YGE Prosperity. Now I have all the calls on that YouTube page, YGE Prosperity on YouTube. We have different Telegram groups out there right now that are doing a fantastic job trying to keep people informed as much as they possibly can through all the different changes and mishaps that's going on. And like I said before, you guys are doing a fantastic job in keeping people informed and keeping people, going. And my hats are off to you, because I know you guys want this thing to work. I know you do. And so this is a call out to corporate. Look, we're here. We want to help you guys. We want this thing to work. And so we're pouring out to you to give us what we need so we can make this thing work for you. This is not one of them deals where you throw it up against the wall and see what sticks. That's not what this is. So we're just trying to put this in the right perspective. I really, really appreciate it. So now I done took a whole hour, but look, RV, I'm sorry. I know that you wanted to say something. RV is my upline. and she gives me true encouragement on everything that's going on. But she also keeps it real. And I don't know, RV, if you wanted to come up, can you? I don't know, because I think the way I had to mute the room, I don't know if you can unmute again. I know you're co-host. Can you mute? Yeah, you open.
I'm here. I'm here,
Okay.
Brian.
Yes, ma'am. I know I took up a
Awesome.
lot of time, but but you know,
Keeping
I
it
I,
real.
I told you I didn't know how this was gonna go.
No, beautiful, beautiful, Brian. I love it. This was absolutely needed, as you stated, and I am really glad that it was decided to do this fireside chat this week versus doing a presentation when we're still working on gathering important information so that we and others can move forward effectively, much more productively, and not just out here spinning our wheels and wasting our time, hitting brick walls, running into gaps, and getting nowhere or feeling like we're getting nowhere. So this is really critical that this meeting took place to give everybody a feel of where everything is at, what's going on. Even though we still have a lot, we got a lot ahead of us, guys. We got a long way to go. However, with the support of everybody that's gotten involved, hanging in there, doing our part, and supporting our teams as we grow in this thing with Yereq, and allowing Yereq the time to put together, to continue bringing together the pieces and solidifying the foundation, we're going to be fine. It's only when we start throwing our hats in, throwing the towel in, throwing our hands up and saying, I give up, I'm done. If we don't do that and we stand strong and we keep moving forward, because like Brian said, this is our business. We didn't start the business. No, we're not the original founder, and it wasn't handed over to us, but we were brought into this more or less as collaborative partners in this venture. So we're called the last term owners because we've been given 10 shares of ownership. And so it's up to us to take what we've been given and to make the best of it. It's on us. It's not on them. We can complain all day, every night, and we can pass that energy down, and we can cause disturbances in the chain and the lineage and cause others to step back and not want to go forward because they're fearful of what's happening and what doesn't look like it's going to happen. But only until we actually take that lead and we step up to the plate and we pull our energies together. We got to galvanize our energies and we got to push that energy forward. And like Brian mentioned, we almost have to force corporate. We got to force them to continue moving forward in a way that's going to be productive, that's going to help people to move forward effectively and to feel good about what we have in our laps. So everything that Brian has said is 100% on par. And I really didn't want to add anything, didn't want to take anything away. Honestly, there's nothing more that I can say than what Brian has already put out there. I mean, absolutely beautiful, Brian. I'm gonna share this video, make sure people hear this, because this is exactly what's been needed. And you take that with the other pieces that we're working on pulling together and to get a better understanding of. Number one, when it comes to the compensation plan, like Brian just went over. Number two, we've reached out to corporate, we reached out to the commercial team and asked for what a lot of the leaders, probably the majority, have not received, so that we can bring it to the table and we can disperse it and make sure that everyone that's a leader, that's taken on a leadership stance and sharing this business with others, so that you can do the same thing and make sure that people are getting what they need to move forward. Right now, the majority don't feel like they have what they need to go out and to be fruitful. And so that yields complaints because people haven't been given what they feel like they should be given. Even though we've had the weekly calls, the weekly conference calls on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And as of late, We've had the founders calls where they went 5 days straight to give more information, more insight. But in the end, were we left with the tools that we really needed to go forward with still? Most of us don't think so. And I'm going to say most of us, because we're all one and we're individuals, but we're individually moving forward, but we're collectively moving forward. We're 5% owners collectively. And so with the right tools, we're going to be able to do the right thing. Without the toolbox, without that tool case, we're going to be floundering around. And when things don't work right, then we're going to cry about it. We're going to complain. We're going to fuss. We're going to moan and groan. And that's all there is to it. It's human nature. Give me what I need and let me go forward and create more fruit and multiply, continue to multiply. It's easy to do. Right now, my understanding is that we're over 8,000 strong. That's not owners, quote, as they're calling owners, but that's total memberships to the best of my knowledge. I might be wrong. I actually hope that I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, then that means that we're getting really, really close to the 10,000. I don't know. We may wake up tomorrow and we may be at 10,000 plus. Who knows who might bring what? Now that they're moving around and they're doing tours, that means that they're talking to new groups of people. That means that they could be in a group of 200, 300, 500 easy. This is the setting that we're dealing with. So that means that the numbers can grow very quickly, with or without us, for those of us that have large groups. And we pull back because of the discomfort, because of the commissions that we feel are missing or that we know are missing, because of products that have not been received, because of all the other things out there that make us feel uncomfortable and it make us second guess the monies that we've paid out monthly, the $99 monthly membership, for the commercials that we haven't seen yet with our QR codes. That's a huge one. That by itself, if nothing else was on the table, that by itself, of course, along with the ownership, the 10 shares given, that right there is what most people jumped in with. Now, when you add on all those things, the pieces that were thrown out there that people feel like they've been baited with, everybody says, I'm in. Out of everybody I've talked to, one person didn't go forward. Everybody else said, I'm in immediately. And as everyone's seen and experienced here, I'm sure the people that you've talked to, it's been a cinch to bring them into this business model. That's incredible. I've never in my entire existence, probably along with the majority of the others, have had that type of response. So Yereq has done something right. John Wesley Rustin has done something right. He's done a lot of things right. He's done some things wrong in the eyes of the public, in the eyes of people that have experienced some of the past. But looking beyond the past and looking at the present, right here, right now, we definitely have the right thing. We've got the right product. We've got the right company. We've got the right team association that's come to the table to make this thing work. If anything or anybody was going to make it work, this is the industry, this is the product, this is the time to make it work. So there's no reason for this company not to become a multi-billion-dollar company. No reason whatsoever. Maybe $1 trillion company, who knows? If it sticks around long enough and all the things that have been presented are produced as it's been presented, and we're still being fed more and more greatness, absolutely amazing phenomenalness, the stuff that's coming in terms of what they've been presenting. We don't know if we're going to see it or not. Present it. It's supposed to be on the table and coming. And if it does, guys, I don't even know what to say. I just know that we're in the right place at the right time with the right product, the right company. And I would hang in there with that all by itself, and I would bring more and more people in, even with the things that are happening. But here's the key, guys. You got to be 100% transparent. Tell the truth, no matter what it is that's happening. Let people know. Don't frighten them away. Just let them know this is what it is. This is the opportunity. You know, this is what we're in. This is what's in our lap right now. This is what's happening. This is what they have on the table. Take a look at it for yourself. Most people are going to go forward as long as you're transparent and you give them that information that they need to make a good, sound decision as to whether or not they want to get involved with Yereq. So with that, guys, I really don't have much more to say. Brian said it all. And I cannot perfect what he stated any more so. There's nothing else that needs to be added onto it. We are talking with a couple of other leaders that are helping to put some things in place that we'll be able to hopefully present next week on Thursday. That are some of those tools that everybody has to have, which is what corporate already created. We've just had to go in and grab them to pull them all into one space so that we can start sending them out to you guys in connection with like a forum that Eileen shared with us and that she's pulled together data fields on that's critical for everybody to have access to. And for what the corporate team is using, everybody has to know that, oh, this is a part of the process. On top of that, on a couple of those forms and product and industry information, along with the NDA, those things have to be done. The form has to be filled out and submitted by the property or business owner. Once that's done, then everything can go forward. Before that, there's that gap. And that's what we've been talking about is the gap. We got to build the bridges to make this thing work. As the owners that we are, taking ownership of what we have in our hands and making it work. And the only way we can do that is to take the tools that we do have access to. We're going to make sure, we're going to do our best to make sure that we're able to get out to everybody that we possibly can, those tools that are needed to move forward and to feel comfortable, even for the people that are not what they consider a salesperson. If that's within your family doesn't feel comfortable, it's because we didn't help them to be comfortable. We didn't help to make sure that they got everything that they needed. And so that's what we're working on to fill that gap. And so we're hoping, and we should have that for you all next week, and to make sure that you can distribute it to all of your people so that nobody can look back and point the finger at us and say, you're an owner. It's up to you. So we're just going to fill that gap so that we don't give any excuses for anybody to fail. We want to make sure that everybody's a winner here and everybody's 100% successful. And we have to continue to support each other. So as long as we do that, we should be good. And the rest is on them. So with that said, Brian, I'm going to step back and I appreciate your time given. I could have gone another hour and listened to you. And I would have been completely fine with that because I loved the energy. I loved everything that was stated. It was 100% on par, and I greatly appreciate you and everything that you do. And I'm just going to step back and say, guys, thank you for what you do. If it weren't for you all, we wouldn't be where we're at as a company. And so it takes one, to move the next forward. So thanks everybody. I appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you, RV. Real quick, before it gets too late, I want to recognize Dr. Wilhelmina Ford. If you want to open up and come up and say something, she's another leader that has been leading the way, and I wanted to recognize her. Go ahead, Dr. Wilhelmina.
Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate everything that you're doing. You're spot on. Thank you, Veldia. You're spot on. Thank you for taking time out this evening to address some of these very important issues where there is a gap. And the purpose of this call is this training is to like fill in some of the void. And it's very discouraging, I would say, to reach out to the top and can't get help for whatever reason, because we are the field. We are the foundation. We are the builders of this organization. And to be treated as though we don't matter when we raise a concern is very distasteful. But I try to be positive I try to be inspiring. I try to be encouraging. I'm very helpful with anyone that calls on me, connects with me. I do everything that I can to keep it together. But certain things, and I'm hoping that they take this call tonight serious and not put it on the back burner like, oh, we'll get to it. Exactly. And they don't. So again, I just say thank you. Now I need a PowerPoint presentation. If there is one, I see Juanita said she has some slides, because if they're telling us as leaders to train our lineage, then we need tools as well. And that is a shortcoming. Now, the package, if they would consider putting together a package, a purchase package for people, potential prospects that want these charging stations, that would be helpful. That would cut down on a lot of time with us reaching out to them for different things over and over. So I think they're working on it. I think they want it to all work, but it's too much of a gap. So with that, I'll leave it there.
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you so
Ford.
much, Brian.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to quickly call on Miss Deborah Mack. Deborah Mack, if you would like, please come up. She's another leader. Miss Deborah Mack. Can you open up?
You hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear
Thank
you.
you. Great, great. Let me first say, God bless everybody. I do believe that this is the year that we've all been waiting for. This is the time in the season that God is going to bless what vehicle he uses. Thank God for Yereq and what they have done thus far. I feel the frustrations of what Ms. Melina was saying, and even you. But I do see the hope that you're offering people tonight, that it's not over, it's not done, that that we still got better days ahead. Now, one of the things I do like, and I don't know if she want me to call her name, is Miss Regan Hampton. One of the things she said to me that I loved and that helped me. She said, I'm praying for Yereq. And she's been praying for Yereq. I don't know how many of you guys are Christians or whatever, but one of the things I know is that prayer does work. And one of the things that she mentioned was to pray for John and Cynthia. One of the things that happens many times right before the victory is the greatest battle. Now, we got Mr. Rustin and also Miss Cynthia coming to Raleigh. I'm very excited about that. And we'll be able to see them in person, hopefully get some clarity on some things, because what I'm hearing tonight, everybody that I've heard saw the vision and wants this thing to work. And appreciate what you said tonight, Mr. Brian. And I hopefully I heard your heart with trying to encourage people to not give up and not give in. I appreciate it. I need a word. As Christians, we say we need a word from the Lord. All I need is a word from my brother. All I need is understanding. And one scripture says, in all you're getting, get an understanding. That's all we really asking for, is an understanding. And sometimes it's not that that the reason is not there. Sometimes it's not that what we don't see doesn't mean that nothing is happening. It just means that at that time, it could be you're not able to handle it. It could be a lot of different things. But I would encourage everybody tonight, if you know how to pray, let's pray about this thing, because it is everything that I've seen in the company is such a viable, every one of these verticals are $1 million verticals on their own. But we do have to have some answers. And I can't say, Mr. John has been wonderful to me. I've had the chance to speak to him. I've had the chance to chat with his wife, and things that he said to me personally. I've been blown away. But I would just encourage everybody tonight to let's look at everything, as you said, that we're doing. Let's look at what we need, and let's believe that we're going to get that. And when you've done all you can do, then you don't have to feel bad about anything. When you've done all you can do, then that's all God expects you to do. So I don't know what to say, Mr. Brown. I'm
You're
a
good. You did a beautiful job. You did
I'm
a
a
beautiful job. And we appreciate you, Miss Mac. You've done a fantastic job, and you and Miss Wilhelmina Ford have done great. You're good leaders, and you have a good heart, and you're out here trying to help people. And
Yes,
so,
sir.
and that's what we're looking for. That's what this is all about. It's not about the money. It's about the people, the
Yes.
energy, the
Yeah.
energy from the people. That's what this is all about.
Yes.
Okay. So, money is one thing, yeah, because that's what we have, that's what we deal with in our society is money. Well, what they call money anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And see, and that's another aspect of Uric that most people don't get is that you know, they're putting us in a position to get gold. What company pays their people in gold? I don't think most people really understand the magnitude of just that by itself. Okay. So it's a whole different mentality that's going on here, and it's shifting. We have to shift our energy and our mentality to a whole different way of thinking. Okay. Because just getting paid in gold is another shift in mentality. Okay. And it's taking us in a whole different direction. But I don't want to get off into another diatribe. But listen, I see we got hands up. Look, I apologize, but I wanted to keep this. Um, I didn't want to get too far off the rails with this and answering a whole lot of questions, but this is what I promise. I want to have another call Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will send out another email and reference. Um, so everybody, however you got to this call, you know, you'll get the message again. Okay. And I want to bring everybody back. So I want you guys to speak. Okay. I want you guys to share your sentiments about what we're involved in here. Okay. Because you do get to say, all right. And, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Juanita, you're doing fantastic. I see your hand up, but Dan, you're my man. Rob, look, come back Monday, and we're gonna line you up. Everybody say their piece, ask their questions. We're gonna, try to answer the questions the best that we can based on what we have. Um, I'm sorry that I took so long to speak, but it was just something that was on my heart that I had to say because I think all of you are too important to let this opportunity get away, to let this get away from you. And I just wanted to bring perspective to this. And so I hope you got the energy, you got the spirit from what was being said tonight. And I hope you carry that with you. Go to the people, go to your teams that weren't able to come, make sure that they get a chance to listen to this. And I'm praying that corporate gets a chance to listen to this. And then on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we want to come back here and I want to hear you guys. I want y'all to resonate with this weekend. On Monday, come back and I want you to share your thoughts, share your ideas. Okay, and we'll take as long as you need. We'll take as long as you need. And I want you to come and tell, say your piece, because we want corporate to hear. We want them to know what's on your heart. We want them to know what we're going through out here. Okay. And I want them to share what they're going through to us so we can all understand and put this thing together and make it what it's supposed to be, what it needs to be for all of us. Okay. And look, I really appreciate all of y'all coming tonight. You guys are troopers. You guys have been hanging in there thus far. We're still in pre-launch. We're gonna make this thing launch one way or another. Okay. It's up to us. It's up to us. And we're gonna make it happen. And on Monday, I want everybody to come that, with your thoughts, with your ideas, and we're gonna allow everybody to speak. Okay. And then on Thursday, we're hoping to have a process that we can come up with. If we haven't heard from corporate, we'll create our own process and we'll go make it work. All right. So with that being said, thank you for coming to this and listening and being involved and being who you are. Okay. And we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Ain't no doubt. Because we got every one of you are leaders. If you brought one person in, you're a leader. Okay. And all of us are going to make this work together and we're going to all prosper. All we got to do is just hang in there. So with that being said, I appreciate you all. Much love. And we'll see you on Monday for those that can come. And we're going to make this thing move forward. So I appreciate it. Stop the recording. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian. Really appreciate
Everybody
it.
take care.
Night.
See you on Monday. Take
Thank
care,
you.
everybody.
Thank you, Brian.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Take
Good
care.
night, everybody.
Thank you.
Brian.
Thank you for showing up.
Awesome job,
You
Brian.
guys are good. You guys are the best.
You did
Thank
a
you,
great
See you
job,
Monday.
See you on Monday. We're gonna make it work.
Monday.
Monday is the day. Come with some ideas and everything. That's your day. Monday. Good
We
night,
on it.
everybody. All right.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Good
Take care.
night.
All righty.